You need to learn how to talk to Terry down the road and trade him for some vegetables because you got a couple chickens.
We're going back to the barter
We're
system.
going. Well, this is if we don't find another way, we're going back to the barter system because we know fiat is going to zero.
Yeah.
We know fiat's going to zero. It's designed that way.
It's a matter of when, not if.
Exactly. So where do you want to be in 10 years?
Biggs and Boggs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Your Future Hand with Biggs and Boggs. I'm Marty Boggs.
And I'm Julian Biggs.
Thank you very much for viewing today, folks. Do all the like and subscribe stuff. Let's get that out of the way and get right into it. We don't have Spencer on the screens today, so we're just going to give you a quick one. We're happy to be with you. Happy December, happy holidays, all that good stuff.
Shout out to Spencer.
Shout out to Spencer. His car broke down. Hope he's doing good. You know what? Hit that like button and just to help Spencer out because he needs a new rad or something like that. He's like, I puked everywhere. Anyways.
Wow. Yeah, maybe let's not roast
Spencer. Okay. No. Anyways, let's get right into it. What are we up to today and how can we plan for tomorrow? Julian.
Yeah, the same thing we're up to every day, Marty.
Every day.
Trying to take over this crypto. Yeah, today we're going to talk about, we're going to go do a little market analysis. So we'll take a look at the charts and see what's going on with price action today. We want to talk about cognitive dissonance today, and maybe just some of the reason why we are impeded as a whole, really, against new innovations and things like that. And there's touch base on where the market's at and what's going on between now and the end of the year, and what we can look forward to in the new year,
and maybe a little bit of distractive consumerism. Because it's December, and I'm sure you guys know.
Yeah, absolutely. Means. I wanted to
a little bit of that,
mention
bit of this.
That too. Like even just like getting my mail this week.
We'll get into it. Let's start with the fucking market.
Let's do the market.
The market scope.
Generally, I am looking at the daily chart to get a strong signal on the direction of where this thing is going. So each one of these candles represents one day in time, as we know. So we're still in the same area, which is why I haven't really been doing a whole lot of updates. As you can see, we're still following this line around $47,000 that we have been for a couple of weeks now. So not much has changed, but as you can see, it is kind of trending down in this channel that it's been respecting here, which is good to see that we're still holding the same area of support for Bitcoin. So the question is now, are we going to see some lower price action, or are we going to get this move to the upside? And what I can see right now is that the 20-day moving average is crossing through the 200-day moving average. And the last time this happened was back in May, before we went into a 2-month bear market. So the question is, are we going to get this quick bounce and get up and moving again and have another run before the end of the year, or are we going to break down through this line and see some more bearish price action?
Do we have the mental strength? We'll get into that after.
That's it. So what's going on with the markets, what's going on with Fed, what's going on with inflation, what's going on with the stocks, all these things kind of play into what the crypto space is doing. So right now, like I said, we still seem to be holding this $47,000 level that we've been holding for quite some time, couple of weeks now. But this bearish cross of the 20-day moving average coming through the 200-day moving average, like I said, back in May, this did bring us into a 2-month bear market. So this is something we want to keep in mind. So right now, I am personally still dollar cost averaging, and I actually put a little bit more money into the crypto space in this dip here. So this is where I'm at. This is probably where Marty's at. We're buying these dips. We are taking advantage of the lower price action, but we're still waiting to see what plays out here.
What's your price prediction? Come on, give it to us.
What's my price prediction?
Give us the price prediction.
Everyone wants price predictions.
Stop being a dick.
Wants a price prediction. Okay, so I mean, it depends. I think if we break down through this line, I think we do have the potential to get back down to $40,000, where the bottom of this wick was. Before another deciding moment. So if we do break down here, I think we're going to get back to that $40,000 range before we make the next decisive moment for Bitcoin. But if we can get this breakout, and come above the 200-day moving average,
everybody will be fucking happy like it's Christmas morning.
It'll be happy like it's Christmas morning.
It's all mental, and it depends on what's about to happen. We're actually at a very pivotal moment right now, folks.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's all human psychology. It's all mental awareness. It's all
100%.
It's big,
100%.
and it's tough, and it's right here, right when you're in the fucking week of the holidays. How could it get any more complicated?
Yeah. So if it continues to respect these two trend lines here, we're looking at $45,000 again before anything happens, moving up or moving down. So $45,000 is kind of the bottom that we found here. We're finding
very strong support.
Good support there, so that's good to see. But if we do break to the upside, I don't know how much further it can go before the end of the year. Like the predictions of $100,000 or $87,000 are clearly out the window at this point.
Out of my personal opinion.
But that doesn't mean that we're not going to hit those numbers in the next possibly 6 months. So if this was the top, if $69,000 was the top, then, you know, that's unfortunate. A lot of people expected it to go higher. I personally even thought it was going to go higher, and that's not the case, but that's fine. I'm not selling any of my Bitcoin. I'm still holding it. And I believe that money's going to come back in. So if we're now seeing the whales, or we're seeing the investors distribute their investments to the retail investors that are coming in now, and we see these numbers coming down, or some of the larger addresses coming down, they're going to have all this profit. They got to close their books for the end of the year. They're going to have all of this profit that they're going to want to put.
Oh, they have people to pay
into new. Yeah, they have people to pay 100%. But in the new year, when they have all this profit and they're looking for new investments, where are they going to put it? They're going to put it into these strong
What
assets
did best
again.
last year?
What did best last year?
Yeah,
Probably. 100% it was Bitcoin for these big investors, or Ethereum or Solana, or some of these other bigger projects that these guys have got invested in.
Yeah, the heavy cryptos. And another thing we want to talk about is the cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
And this is why we are at such a deciding point in the market right now. And it's fucking crazy how human psychology works to a T. Look at this downward trending triangle or channel that we're in right now. It is literally absolutely bang on for how humans think. We're going up, and then, oh, no, we're going down. Oh, we're going up. Oh, we're going down. But then every single peak and every single valley becomes less.
And this is why I watch the daily chart and not the 4-hour chart.
The 4-hour chart's good, though. I've been trading this chart pretty good. This has been a pretty good one to trade. I'm short right now because we're going down. We're most likely going to go down to, you know, maybe
45.
45. Yeah, we have a really good chance of going down to 45.5, right? And staying in this descending channel or triangle or however you want to call it. Because every single peak and valley, people get less and less confident, and we're in a downward trend. And that's why you see the fear and index, or the fear and greed index, at extreme fear or fear. It's because people, and if you've noticed, if you're a crypto watcher and you're watching other crypto videos, you probably noticed that a lot of people's videos are getting a bunch less views in the last couple days or weeks than they have in the past months or so.
But they need to understand too that this is why I don't like making price predictions. Okay, so the price predictions are the most viewed crypto content on the internet and whatever, and that's fine. But I don't like making base speculations.
It's hard to,
because like I have my predictions and I trade on my predictions, and that's fine. But what I don't want to do is feed the psychology on the internet and either feed fear emotion or feed greed emotion into the people watching. Right. So these bigger players who have all this experience and stuff like that, and they use this clickbait to draw in viewers, and they make these predictions of 100 or 150,000 or 500,000. They like to post it in these headlines and all this to attract the viewers. But with these new people, so if they're hyping all this greed,
iPhone 14.
Yeah, that's just it. Everyone like piles in and breaks arms and legs and limbs to get the new iPhone or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
so we're fighting
with Bitcoin. When we FOMO in like that, we FOMO in, and then the market goes down. Mm-hmm. And then when you do that, so all the people that bought in at the end of November and FOMO'd in and got crushed, is another reason that it's coming down so hard now. We're seeing this 35% correction.
Right, so, like you were saying, people got to take their profits. Investors got to pay their clients.
Right.
Cognitive dissonance.
But if we don't. Yeah, go ahead with
is what we were trying to get at there with that whole thing, basically, which means if you don't understand it, you're going to dismiss it.
Yeah.
And like with crypto and Bitcoin and all this, we're going for mass adoption. And the hurdle that we are all fighting against who are in the crypto space is this cognitive dissonance of the people who don't understand it. So they don't understand it.
Too busy paying attention to everything else is
other things. Okay. So they don't understand it. It's a mental thing. Like you can never blame somebody for this. It's a human nature. I don't like it because I don't get it. That's just the way it is. But we need to start to change that. We need to be a little bit better
open-minded.
We need a little bit better for ourselves to help the greater good by
to be more open-minded and more
willing. If you don't understand it, that should be a sign that you need to spend more time investigating into that thing. Don't just shy it away because you don't know about it and it seems complicated. And a lot of people, like we just had actually a group here this morning and talking about them, and it's funny because the one guy kept making jokes about it, about the fairy farts, and it's like he just doesn't get it, right?
Bitcoin returns are just fairy farts.
Yeah, he's funny, and yeah, you're using comedy to.
But that's a perfect example.
Yeah, so it's like, the first couple times I laughed, and then the third or fourth time I was like, okay, and then like the sixth or seventh time I'm like, okay, man, just
that's all you got.
Just listen, right? Just listen, okay? It doesn't matter. Like my opinion doesn't matter. Julian's opinion doesn't matter. Nobody's opinion matters, and once you realize that your opinion doesn't matter,
and don't get offended by that.
Don't get offended by that at all. You can have an opinion.
Like we said, my opinion doesn't matter.
You can have your own opinion, have it, and value your opinion, but just you got to remember at the end of the day that your opinion does not matter because this thing moves with or without you.
But that goes for everything.
Everything.
That goes for everything. That goes for life.
You have to look at things without emotions. You have to be logical. You have to realize, take the past into effect, see how it's going to be relevant for the future. Be smart about it, okay? Don't be emotional about it, because it's just when you get too emotional about anything, it's not gonna be valuable for you. You're gonna lose value. You're not gonna learn because you get all caught up in yourself and your own problems, and it's just that's not it, right? So the cognitive dissonance is what is pulling the Bitcoin price down right now, because people don't believe. And the reason they don't believe is because they don't understand.
Well, yeah, but they need to understand that they only buy the tops.
Yes,
because people only want to buy.
They're watching the YouTube videos that say 100K is imminent.
Well, yes, so the psychology factor is definitely a big part of it too. But we only want to buy the things that are going up. We only want to buy when it's euphoric, and we need to understand that.
I buy tops. I've bought plenty of tops.
It sucks. It sucks when you buy the top. But we want to chase those euphoric feelings. And we don't want to go and buy into something that's going down, which is when you should be buying in
and that's
not
what we
buying
need to
those
change.
tops.
That's what we need to change.
All these people that come into the euphoria stage of the Bitcoin price end up selling as soon as it comes down because they bought the top. They all start selling, which causes a more cascade effect for it to drop even harder.
And then it creates it creates a realized price of a loss, which way they could have just held on to an unrealized price in the negative.
Right.
Looked into it, spent some time. Maybe don't sell because then you've lost. Just if it's not affecting your day to day.
Yeah. So when you buy, if you buy Bitcoin, if you bought Bitcoin at $60,000 or whatever the top was there, and you're holding it now, and you just hold that, then that's an unrealized loss, right?
Yes, so it hasn't happened yet.
The loss that hasn't actually happened until you sell your Bitcoin. Then that would be a realized loss.
Then it's official.
Yeah.
Then it's official.
So if you buy Bitcoin and it comes down a bit, you should probably just buy some more or continue the dollar cost average and look for those dips.
Just start paying attention. You can even not. You don't have to buy more. I mean, I would personally.
And it's unfortunate.
That was my mistake.
It's unfortunate. Obviously when things were at the top a couple of weeks ago and we were sitting at 69,000, I mean, that was a euphoric stage, and we didn't.
But I did mention it's obviously overheated.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. We knew correction was coming. Yeah. And we said it on the episodes here too. Bitcoin's been serving up 30-40% corrections since it came around, if not more.
Get into Bitcoin, but just expect we're at all-time highs right now, right? When you're up, it's gonna go down.
So yeah, it's unfortunate. We don't want to be. I mean, it's not fun when things are coming down, but
it's a reason to pay attention.
Yeah, and we still want to be here spreading the message of hope because we're not scared, we're not shook out. I'm not selling my Bitcoin.
Hell no, this is when you get rich. Yeah. This is when you get rich because buying the tops will get you wrecked. Buying the bottoms will get you rich.
Yeah.
So if you're not paying attention, is as soon as the thing turns over and starts going down and you lose interest, then you're gonna lose. Yeah. You want to be paying attention when it's going down because guess what? It goes down and then it starts to flatten out a little bit, and then you start to notice that it's flattening.
And you can see and this is a prime example here in the charts as it coming down. When it started this channel, it was a really wide gap, right?
Yeah, it's been a long,
but we're still riding that same line of support I've had drawn for weeks,
and it's actually been support for a year. Because we on the way up here, we hit this as hard resistance.
Yeah, 48.5.
And then we broke it, and then we used it as major support, and then it's been also major in support throughout the whole year. This is basically we're at the.
But you can see it's starting to flatten out, and the moves in the channel are getting smaller.
Getting smaller and getting tighter, which means it's going to come to a focal point, and then it will.
But that could be a move down or up. It just means that volatility is coming, and if it drops from this point, if it drops a little more, it'll probably bounce harder. If it goes up, it could drop.
Either way, it's going to correct. Either way, it's going to correct. If it goes up a ton, it's going to come down a bit. If it goes down a ton, it's going to come up a bit. And I drew a line on this for the people that we heard earlier, and I showed them like, yeah, look, so this is a straight line from today. From today to a year ago, from where we were then to where we are now, and it was way above it, and when it went way below it, and then went way above it, and now we're here. But that is the straight year average line, and it's rising. It's going up. Yeah. We know it's going up. Mathematics are there. We know it's going up. It's gonna go down. It's gonna go back up. It's gonna go down. Blah blah blah. That's short term stuff. We're talking about long term things here, and we're talking about the future. We're talking about you creating generational wealth for yourself and your family. And I just want to just quick side note, any generational wealth that's ever been created in human history, one guy probably spent his entire life, or woman probably spent their entire life working for that generational wealth. And it's not even them that gets to benefit from that generational wealth because they spent their entire life working for it. Yeah. It's the rest of the family that gets to do it. So that is the way that things used to be. You know, if you buy into oil or you buy into, real estate in New York City and stuff like that, that's how it used to be. We don't have to do that anymore. You can buy into generational wealth, and within 5 to 15 years, you can be generational wealthy if we continue to
just by putting some of this
by using this as a savings account, then you can, because I know so many people that are old people that have died not spending their money, and it's like, oh man, or I knew so many people that have died wealthy, but they didn't do anything with their money, and it's a shame because some of them didn't have family and they just ended up. They invested a bunch, but then they didn't really capitalize on it. And it's like one guy actually at work told me not too long ago, it was pretty good. He told me that he told his son, when I die, bud, there's going to be nothing because I'm spending it all. He said, I love you, but you're on your own.
I want to live a little.
Exactly, right? And I said, respect.
Yeah,
I said,
absolutely.
Respect. Like that, the way that things are these days, like you can't, if you expect something from your parents or from your family, you're doomed.
Yeah,
you're doomed because it doesn't matter even if they're wealthy or not.
The other thing that the guy
state of mind is going to fuck you over.
The guy that we had here today, it's just an interesting perspective on his views of investments and Bitcoin in general. The fairy farts, as he call it, is that it's not. It's not real. It's not earned money. You didn't do anything to earn it because all you did was just buy some Bitcoin and basically. He didn't really have an analogy, but basically you're hoping for the next guy to pay more than you, and that's it, right? So it doesn't make sense to him. But
there's no reason why everybody has to work. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't have to earn that right. You know what I mean? Everybody deserves financial freedom, and now Bitcoin, we have the technology. We have this peaceful revolution, essentially, creating a path for everybody to have property rights and everybody to create wealth for themselves, right? So,
well, I don't know. For me personally, I'm doing okay, and maybe crypto's paying some bills and stuff, but I'm still working. I'm not gonna not work.
Yeah.
I build stuff in my hands. I just put this background on the Biggs and Boggs. Shout out to Metal Magnate.
Oh yeah, Metal Magnate. So just another. We're gonna do just a quick plug for Metal Magnate. This guy, very impressive. Shout out to Metal Magnate. You can find him online. He has a website you can order. You can get anything. He builds it's 3-dimensional biomechanical fish and sharks and all kinds of cool stuff. Metal Magnate.
Local guy that lives in
local artist. Really talented metalwork artist
in our area.
So shout out to Tyler from Metal Magnate. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, man. Awesome, wicked. So the only thing we were thinking about is we needed a solid background for it. So I'm an aluminum worker. I cut out a piece of aluminum and we put it on that. So now we've got that. I'm not going to stop working. So that's what his thing was like. Well, if nobody's working, then how are things going to get done? Well, actually, it might be better because nobody's going to work at Walmart anymore.
But the thing is,
nobody's going to work at Tim Hortons anymore. No one's going to care about that sort of shit because they're not going to need that.
What that also is going to create, though, is that for the people who remain in professional trades that need to be done, because there's going to be services that always need to be done.
100%.
But what's that's going to equate to is them getting paid more money.
Yeah.
Like they freaking deserve.
A lot more. No
because
kidding.
If you get okay, awesome. I saw this meme actually, it was hilarious for crypto, but you got a 3% raise this year. Oh, dub. Well, November's inflation rate was 6.2%.
Oh, no,
you know what I mean?
6.8.
6.8%.
6.8, yeah.
There you go. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like you can work your whole life and get those 3% raises every year, but it's doing nothing for you because the dollar's losing more value than that anyway.
Yeah.
So this idea of maybe not being employment or people not wanting to work now because they can just get rich off buying Bitcoin, well, it's not going to be the case. It's going to actually cause wage increase rates, in my opinion, because it's you're going to have there's going to be you're going to have to give people more incentive to do those things and remain in professional trades.
And only people that are actually qualified to do the work properly will work, because 100%. That's all we're going to need. We don't need to worry about employing people that don't need to be employed. We've gotten a little bit over the top as far as creating jobs. Create jobs. No, we don't. Not everybody needs to work. That's ridiculous. The people that want to work and that can work and that have those physical skills to do those physical things should work if they want to. Yeah. And we'll pay them more. But it's completely unnecessary to think that in a family, the father, the mother, the two partners need to work, have to have a combined income to support a family. That's absolutely ridiculous.
No, that's crazy.
That's absolutely ridiculous. We do not need that. We're actually at the point,
but that's still not even enough.
No,
they're struggling.
Exactly, and they're struggling. We're actually at the point right now where there's so many jobs out there that there's so many people that do nothing at work, but they have a job.
And you'll always
do nothing at work, but they have a job.
You'll always get promoted to your highest level of incompetence as well.
It's like, well, why is that necessary? Oh, well, the economy, we got to keep the economy going, and got to have the jobs, you have the jobs, you have a good economy. Well, no, you don't really need the fucking jobs. That's ridiculous. Not everybody needs to work.
You don't.
You don't need Walmart in your fucking place. You don't need Tim Hortons in your fucking place. You need to learn how to take care of yourself. You need to be self-sufficient. You need to learn how to talk to Terry down the road and trade him for some vegetables, because you got a couple chickens.
We're going back to the barter system.
This is, if we don't find another way, we're going back to the barter system, because we know fiat is going to zero. Yeah. We know fiat's going to zero. It's designed that way.
It's a matter of when, not if.
Exactly. So. Where do you want to be in 10 years? If you know the money in the bank is going to zero, where are you going to be in 10 years?
That's just it. Where do you want to be in 10 years? 10 years.
Where do you want to be?
Hey, I almost made it through without mispronouncing a word today.
I want to just talk about one thing here with the cognitive dissonance, because this has been the theme of this episode. I had somebody else reach out to me earlier this week about crypto, new to crypto, interested in it, and wanted my thoughts on it. So I sent him a couple videos. I said, here, check this out. If you need anything else, let me know. This is probably going to be super heavily informational, but what I suggested actually was watch these videos maybe 2 or 3 times, because it's a lot of information. So, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, 20 minutes later, I got a text. I got a number of texts. What I sent was some Michael Saylor videos just about
this guy's a self-absorbed asshole.
So we were talking about this earlier. I got a bunch of hate text about, this guy's an asshole. I can't believe he just wants to hear his own breath, or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So cognitive dissonance. It's a mental thing. You don't like it. You don't accept it. So basically what happened is this person...
Two conflicting beliefs.
Exactly. You've attached yourself to the wrong thing. I don't know him. I've never met Michael Saylor. I don't know the guy. He might be an asshole. But it doesn't matter. He made $40 billion last year or whatever.
I'm sure he's a really nice guy.
So it's like, okay, yeah, you don't like the guy. That's fine. But that's not the point, okay? The point is, listen to what he has to say. And, okay, maybe you don't like if you don't like the guy, that's great. There's a bunch of other crypto people out there, Biggs and Boggs. You can check out their stuff. The point is just get into it. And that's the best thing about YouTube, is you can find the personalities that you want to attach yourself to, because that's the way we are as human beings.
And that's just it. And there's so many people in the conversation, and that's all we're doing is trying to join the conversation.
Don't hate on something you don't know. Okay, just don't do that. Yeah. You gotta, if you don't know what the person's talking about, like I said, maybe watch the video a couple times. I love movies. I love watching movies. Just for a reference here, I love dodgeball. great movie. I've watched that movie probably fucking 100 times. And I swear to God, maybe not now so much that we're like 10, 12 years into how it's been out, but I watched that movie for years and I saw new things every single time I watched that movie. Okay? Like you can't just watch something once or hear something once and expect you're going to understand it right away. Okay? Take the time, focus on it. You know, just pay attention. Just don't dismiss it because you don't understand it, because that is how you're going to fail. If you fear change, you're going to fail change. You got to be open-minded and embrace the future, because regardless whether you accept it or believe it or whatever, it's going to happen. Okay? So here's the train. The train's going. Fucking the engine is long gone. Like I can't even see it anymore. There's cars, and you know what? The caboose, I can still see the caboose, but it's about to be a boot. So just hang on, folks.
Just hang on.
Hang on, folks. Just don't get too emotionally attached to anything.
Yeah.
Remember, think logically. Remember, your opinion doesn't matter. Whatever, the things that are happening are out of our control. Okay? Completely out of our control. All we can do is look at what happened in the past and try to assess and
the other thing we should actually touch on with this, and even though the market's coming down right now and we don't like seeing our bags come down, and nobody likes seeing their bags come down, but everybody's experiencing this drop. It's about 35%, 33% from the top, I think. So, you know, it sucks, but that's not what we want to pay attention to. We want to pay attention to the why. What created the fear that caused these markets to come down, and what will potentially cause these markets to go back up. And that's things like what's going on with the economy. So what's going on with Omicron, and what's going on with the scares that have caused these things to come down? What caused the stock market to come down, and how long is that going to last for? So I think that's starting to play out. We saw some dips in the stock market. We're seeing the dips in the crypto space, but we're starting to see them level out now. We're starting to see them gain some support. So the question is, how long will it last? We know that the Fed has said that they have to continue printing money for stimulus for these the issues that are happening right now, but they're going to start tapering it off in the new year. So this isn't scheduled to happen until March, so that we know that inflation is going to be happening well into the new year. So the reality of these markets going back up shortly after the new year, if not before, is still pretty strong. So we know that they're going to continue to inflate money. We know that they're not going to start raising interest rates on fiat loan until next year. So these things, everything that's happening with inflation has just been crazy. So I don't see these markets slowing down. They're not just going to stop. Crypto gaming isn't just going to stop because some things came down. People aren't going to stop innovating because some things came down. It's going to continue. It's going to go on. It's just a correction. So don't be afraid.
Web3 is the future. Web3 is the future. That's what all this is built on right now. And in my personal opinion, I think they're doing their absolute best to keep you distracted while they fill their bags.
Oh, 100%.
So look at this. I'll put this up on the screen right now. We've got hope, a recovery if possible. This is what they call Wall Street cheat sheet, psychology of a market cycle. Yeah. Okay, this is how everything works. And the thing is that disbelief is the beginning and disbelief is the end. Okay, so we'll see that, right? Hope, disbelief, beginning. Hope, disbelief, end. This is how they make you. I'm sure we've all seen Wolf on Wall Street, right? Just remember, there's a lot of good movies out there that will actually tell you
exactly what's going on.
Tell you exactly how the world works.
And exactly. And how these people operate and how they feel and think. And
yes, and you got to remember, these are just people too, right? So just because they did it. Because they did it means you can do it too. But we don't need to get that intense, because that's the thing about Bitcoin is once everybody's in, then we're all happy. And
that's, we're
only at 4% right now. We're at 4%.
We trade, but we push dollar cost averaging, especially to the beginners that are probably watching this channel and hanging out. Thank you very much. But we push dollar cost averaging. And I'm always going to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. I'm always going to be buying Bitcoin once a week. I'm going to be buying Bitcoin. But when I see the dips, I'm going to go in heavier. I might enter a trade, because trading is fun. And if you start to learn about crypto and you start to learn where these markets are going and you start to understand the allocation of money flow, then you can make some trades and it can be a lot of fun and you can be more profitable. But,
and that's why the market is so valuable. Yeah. Because you just said trading is fun. It is.
It is. But with Bitcoin, we're obviously going to trade Bitcoin, but it's we want to push that goal of people to just buy and hold Bitcoin, because if everyone buys and holds Bitcoin,
that's how you start.
And secures that network, then we all grow and we all benefit as a society, right? Because Bitcoin really is this peaceful revolution of financial control for ourselves, right? So
it's the answer. Do you want to get into the consumerism to the whole like?
Yeah, I didn't touch on that, man. No. Consumerism. So did I mention that?
A little bit, but we didn't really get into
my mail. Like that drove me crazy. So my mail, I get 3 pieces of mail for the last week or week and a half or whatever it is since I checked the mailbox. I got 3 pieces of mail
since I checked the mailbox.
Right?
Down to the mailbox.
So I walked down to the mailbox, right? I opened it up. I got 3 pieces of mail. There's 3 pieces of mail for myself. I got this stack of flyers like this, right? Anyway, so
mailman's trying to close the door. I can't even close the door.
Can't even close the door. So anyway, what I want to touch on is just the consumerism. So I've got 3 pieces of mail that are for myself. And the rest of it, I got this 6-inch stack of flyers and coupons and all this crap. And the thing, I wish I had brought it because there was like 2 or 3 things for liquor store. Like get a deal on liquor. They just want to get you wasted, get you drunk. Like get deals on liquor, come down liquor store. Coupons for this, right? And
your worries away.
But the fact that that's what they show us. So it's like everything's always on sale. Everything's always going to be on sale. Canadian Tire's always going to have a sale. Home Depot's always going to have a sale.
It's either on sale or there's a shortage.
Or there's a shortage.
So buy it.
Buy now. Right? There is no fucking shortage. There is no, you know what I mean? Nothing is a better deal. Like they had 100% markup on it. Now they've got a 70% markup on it. Yeah. Dope. You know what I mean?
Just remember, it's a mental game, folks.
Right? That's all it is. Stop buying that stuff. So stop putting your money into where you think it's a good deal and actually buy something that's going to benefit your future and gain you some money.
I don't know who said this, but I know somebody has said this before. It's been said, blah, blah, blah. If you don't use your brain, they will.
Yeah.
So
they are. 100%.
Yeah. So just make sure that you're, common sense, drink water.
Just not Johnny's water.
Not Johnny's water. Don't drink Johnny's water. But it's just remember, just take everything like realistically. If you see something on social media that seems like it's ridiculous, it probably is.
No, just stop consuming social media too. And you know what? So, and this is one of the reasons that I got into crypto. Actually, is that. Last year, so it was actually the beginning of November, or it was actually in October, I think. October of 2020, I decided to get rid of all of my social media. I got rid of all of my social media, and I had it for about 14 months. And it was the best decision I ever made. It was the reason that I found crypto. It was the reason that I started putting the time in and investing my time into researching things that would give me a better return.
Because you're going to be looking at your phone on time, regardless. Like that's
right. But I got rid of social media.
Make that time useful.
Not having social media, though, it cleared my thoughts and it allowed me to process information on a much clearer level for myself and understanding because I wasn't so diluted by everybody else's thoughts or misinformation that gets spread on social media.
What is everybody else doing?
Anyway, I think that's all I got for today.
All right. Yeah, it's been a good one. Thanks a lot, folks. We love you guys. Just treat everybody like you'd like to be treated. It's really about only thing you need to know. I think that's why they call it the golden rule. Let's try and maintain the hive mentality. Love you guys. Yeah. Julian, love you, bud.
So it's all love.
Biggs and Boggs.
That's really the center of all of it. And Bitcoin is that. It can be that for anybody.
Everybody's on the equal playing field with Bitcoin, and that's what we love about it. And that's why we're just trying to make sure that you don't get frustrated when it comes to something. Think about how long it took you to learn about actual money. If you even even if you think you have a grasp on it now,
they don't teach finance.
Yeah, you're not going to learn. You're not going to learn cryptocurrency in a day. You're not even going to learn cryptocurrency in a year.
Okay? Robert Kiyosaki, maybe Robert Kiyosaki. If you want to be rich and happy, don't go to school.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Cryptocurrency. I don't like saying cryptocurrency. Crypto assets. They're crypto assets.
Yep.
The USD will be around. Don't worry about it taking over. That was something else that the group was touching on. It's not a replacement. It's just the next level. It's just it's an upgrade. It's
an upgrade, and it's something for. It's something for everyone. It's something for the little guy.
Mm-hmm. You can't afford to buy a house, so you need somewhere to put your money, right? Yeah. So this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to dollar cost average into.
Always.
And we're going to keep an eye on it for at least the next 5 to 10 years. It's funny because...
I think when we hit that 10-year point, though, there's going to be no point to sell Bitcoins because it'll reach a point that your account your portfolio,
it will give you a status.
But even the bottom every year, your portfolio will eventually get to the point that the bottom that you hit every year is going to be enough for you to sustain living on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of that goal, is that we go through these cycles, and Bitcoin is cyclical, and we know that with the production, and it goes up, and then it suffers these big drops. So we want to get to that point where we've accumulated enough Bitcoin that when we suffer these drops and it gets to a bottom, that we can still manage our expenses.
But we also have coin staking, which are paying us rewards, and that's what we're living off of, and that's what we're talking about. We're going to talk
staking.
About that.
We're going to get into that. So we've actually really just only pushed Bitcoin and getting into Bitcoin, which is what we hope you're still getting on board with. But we're definitely going to get more in.
We'll get more into staking next week. So make sure you follow along. Subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you're thinking. We'll converse with you for sure. We're here to help. We're happy to do it. We actually have people that are backing us that are millionaires, saying we'll help you guys out, let us know. So it's not just information from us. We have other people that are helping us out just the same. So we want to spread the love. We appreciate the love. Like we were saying earlier, the crypto community is such a solid community. Everybody is for each other. Okay, it's not just one man for all. It's all for one and one for all. And that's what we're like here at Biggs and Boggs. So get in early. We're not going to stop these because this is not coming to an end anytime soon, okay? The revolution is now, and you're watching this and you're a part of it. So we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment, share, blah, 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 blah. Just get in. We don't care. Just get in. Links below, blah, 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 okay? Love you guys.
Catch you on the next one.
Biggs and Boggs out. Peace.
Biggs and Boggs.